Welcome everyone, welcome to Butcher and the Beard. I'm David Butcher, that's John Shanley. How's everyone doing? It is the 25th of January, man. Before we know it, it's going to be February.
Yep. And the NBA trading deadline. Ha ha
Yep,
ha ha.
that's
It's
it.
rivalry week.
Oh
So
yeah,
so yeah, supposedly. I don't know how the Heat and the Grizzlies is a rivalry, but they do play the Knicks on Saturday, but
yeah,
that'll be fun. Um, but regardless, the Heat lost a bad game last night. That was
yeah.
Rozier's,
His
introduction.
debut.
His
His debut wasn't the best debut, but I'm not going to put that on him. I'm going to put that on the whole team, man. Oh my gosh, was that shooting percentage must have been at
yeah,
5%.
that was one of those games, but
Yeah,
it's just like what the hell. Um, Bucks, man, that was crazy. They fired their coach, and then that night they hired Doc Rivers. Like
the same night.
there there had to be something. There had to be something about that. Like things are coming out. Like he was bullying, Giannis's brother. Who I don't know. Isn't Giannis's brother the one that headbutted this, like Great Griffin on TV and stuff? Like
Yeah,
he's. I don't think he was getting bullied. It was probably the other way around. But regardless, I feel like Doc Rivers like broadcasted a game for them, and he was a terrible broadcaster, by the way. I'm glad he's going back to coaching because he was God. Listening to him was god awful. But anyway, he
yeah.
probably after the game was probably up to the Milwaukee Brass. He's like, "Yo, your coach has got to go. I'm ready to step in." So
Yeah, and
they were
they
just like, "All right,
and they won
done."
last night versus Cleveland, so they played
Right.
a good team. So that means
Oh,
they didn't even need a coach. They probably could have just went out there and did their own thing.
Cleveland had won like 7 in a row before that game,
Yeah,
so that's good because they're a game ahead of the Knicks. So I
yeah.
needed them to
You
stop that
needed,
little win streak. But
yeah, for sure.
we got a really tough game tonight. We're playing the defending champs, Denver, at home. So
Oh,
I'm looking forward to that. I'm just hoping our centers are healthy, or Hartenstein is healthy because it's going to be tough slowing Joker down as it is. But
yeah,
we'll
always.
see. We did beat him twice last year, but both times we had Mitch Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein. So
Wow.
we had that healthy, bigs in the middle, so we could slow down the Joker, and we also caught them at different times. But right now, if you look at their their West Coast, their East Coast trip, I should say, like they've had an incredible. They had to play the Pacers, they played the Celtics, they played the Sixers. So they play in like all playoff teams in the East, and I think they're like 4-1
Wow.
right now. So they're just the defending champs for a reason. They're balling out, and it's going to be a good challenge tonight. I'm looking forward to that. NFL, a lot of coaching changes.
Yeah.
People getting hired now. Harbaugh got a job in San Diego. I like it. I think it's a good fit.
Yeah,
He
he'll
is.
be good there.
He's got a good quarterback. He's got some, people in place. So I think he's going to turn that around relatively quick.
Yeah, I would hope
Um,
so. That team is very good offensively,
yeah.
and it's got good potentials on defense. So he's only a little thing. What if he drafts his quarterback from Michigan to go there?
Well, that would be interesting.
Yeah, trade
Then
Justin
we'll have
Herbert.
a quarterback controversy, but
Yeah,
um, we'll see. I think he's really going to turn them around because he when he got to the Niners, he's like they were terrible, and then like within the
yeah,
year he made it to the Super Bowl. So he's he is an incredible coach as far
yeah,
as motivating players and getting the best out of his guys. But it's going to be in an interesting division because you got the
yeah,
Raiders and the Chiefs. You got the big bad Chiefs in that division. So
yeah, for sure.
let's see if he's going to be able to overtake them. But that's for another year. Um, Still no Belichick signing though.
Yeah, no
No,
Belichick.
no Belichick. Maybe it will be Atlanta, or maybe he'll just retire. Um,
I'm hoping for
yeah,
retired. I want to keep Don
yeah,
Shula's record intact. And
yeah,
and I don't want Bill Belichick to have that record since it would be different maybe if he was taking the Falcons or some other team to those 6 Super Bowls.
yeah. I can't see him going to Falcons. The Falcons aren't in a position to be successful anytime soon. I thought
Yeah,
the Chargers could have been.
yeah,
I definitely thought the Cowboys was going to be,
yeah.
you
That's
know,
what I thought. I thought it was going to be the Cowboys or the Chargers for Bill Belichick since the plots were already there. You know what I mean? It's like,
but he didn't. I guess Jerry Jones decided to stick with McCarthy because if he wasn't going to get Belichick, then that was the way to go.
yeah,
Belichick's also a little strange about certain things, which is weird. Like he didn't want to coach the Jets. He didn't want to, he might
yeah,
not want to coach the Cowboys. Like
yeah, for
I
sure.
don't know.
Maybe we'll.
Maybe we'll see. Maybe he does retire, and just finish number two in all time wins. But either way, we'll find out relatively soon. Because these usually coaching hires happen quick
Yeah.
because they need to get them in, they need to get them moving, get
Oh
the
man, the
plan
off season
for
goes
next year.
fast, man. By the time they blink, it's gonna be draft time. They got to start getting this prospects in. They got to start getting
Right.
the free agents in. They got to start uh, getting the game plan. You got to hire people. You got to see if you want to
Yeah.
keep the team around you. Like the you're not gonna. You think Harbaugh's going there and gonna be like, okay, everybody that was on the Chargers staff next year, same people?
Yeah.
No, he's gonna go hire his people. So and that takes time. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? So he's gonna
So
have to.
I feel like if he does not have a job by the end of this by the Super Bowl, he's done. Like
Yeah,
he's not because even before the Super Bowl, all these other teams are already preparing
yeah,
for next year.
yeah,
So they're hired. Like I said, Harbaugh's hired. Antonio Pierce is hired. They're already getting the ball rolling on the
yeah, for
draft
sure.
and their assistants and their coordinators. All that stuff's happening right now. So
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
easier to like you just replace like an offense or defense coordinator and maybe somebody internal like that. But when you got the head of the team trying to get higher, you got to get them in, man. Like Vic Fangio leaving the Dolphins in parting ways to go back closer to his family. Like that's like okay, maybe we could take a couple weeks for that because you already have the smaller pieces in it, like your linebacker coaches and stuff like that. Because you're not changing your head coach, who is at the same time keeping that scheme a little bit, you know. So
you know,
you're like, okay, I can do that because he's gonna go and talk to your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and be like, hey, who's your players usually? But the head coach is the one that makes that decision. So like you're already sitting there in the battle of like time, like with the
yeah.
NFL. It's always about piecing everything together at the right time. So we'll see,
Mm-hmm.
man. Bill Belichick, he had a great career. Do you just walk out into the sunshine of the days as as the Patriots coach, or do you do what a Tom Brady did, but like, I don't know, man. It's something we'll keep an eye on because we always like to bring you guys
Yeah,
content for sure, especially with this kind of stuff like where it's big news. Because Bill Belichick, either he's gonna be walking out on hitting a ring doorbell with a booty call, or he's gonna be getting a hire of a coach. You know what I mean? So we'll see what it comes down to. Because at the end of the day,
that's the only
I
one left. There's still some more coaches. Did Jacksonville ever hire anybody?
no, I thought it was still what's the name over there.
Oh, they didn't fire him.
No,
Oh
I don't
yeah,
think they fired Peterson.
Peterson. I thought they
Yeah,
did.
no,
Probably deserves to get fired, but
yeah, I don't think they did. Yeah, so the Chargers and the Raiders and the Falcons and the Cowboys ended up keeping. So
yeah. All right, so it's just Atlanta left, huh?
yeah, I think
Interesting.
so. So it's only
Well,
if he doesn't get the job, then that's it because that's who's
maybe he'll go
left.
to Alabama.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, sometimes he'd probably be a really good coach down there. Some of these NFL coaches are good. Some of these NFL coaches that are bad go to college and they're really good.
Well, yeah,
What do you think Nick Saban went back to freaking college because he
yeah.
couldn't coach the NFL? It's
Mm-hmm.
harder,
Oh,
man. It's harder
Seattle,
because
right? Isn't
what?
Seattle still? Seattle? Did they didn't
Oh,
hire any?
maybe Saddle. Yeah, man, because they left because they put Carousel
Yeah,
or yeah Pete. They put
Seattle's still
him.
open.
Yeah, they put him in
I was like,
some.
there was still somebody else. That's right. It was Seattle. Carroll.
Yeah, they put him in
Never.
some weird head position. I don't know what he's gonna be. That's why I'm
Belichick and the
confused.
Legion of Boom. That'd be interesting.
That would be. That team's got a good offense for sure.
And
So
you definitely have a good offense. I don't know if Geno Smith's the answer, but
no.
you throw Belichick and then draft a fucking top tier quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think Geno Smith is bad, but he's definitely not the
Well, no,
answer.
he's not bad, but he's not gonna
No.
carry you through the playoffs.
No, he clearly didn't even carry him to the playoffs.
No.
So, and he came back, so it wasn't like missed a couple games, so health, whatever.
Well,
So,
Belichick's going to come and he's going to cheat. So, you know,
well,
we'll see how.
he's gonna ask the officials if it's okay if they call all the penalties on him
Right.
on
Yeah.
the other team that he's playing. You know, so
Yeah. He's going to ask him with, like a $50 bill. And then the refs will be like, bro, this is why this isn't working anymore. That's not the kind of money we take no more.
yeah. How about
You better,
parlay?
you got to cash app us at least 150 grand per
Looks
call.
looks
because
like the
that
Wizards coach has just
because
been
that's what
fired.
Vegas. Well, the Wizards coach should have been fired. The Wizards are bad,
Yeah,
but
that's yeah. He just got fired. He's out.
yeah, but like, what are you really doing? Did you really expect anything different from the Wizards this year?
No, is
Uh,
Michael Jordan
you
still
know,
the owner?
no, that he's not the owner of them. He's owner of
The Charlotte Bobcats.
Charlotte Bobcats.
The
Yeah,
Hornets now. The Hornets though.
yeah,
Yeah, my bad. I don't know why I thought of Wizards. Oh no, he played for the Wizards when he was retiring.
that's right.
No, yeah, I know a little bit about basketball, not too much. I'm trying to learn, but yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they were the Bobcats. See, that's how old we are. That we're
Oh,
naming the old school names.
it says he's out as the Wizards head coach and will move into a front office position. So he's not really fired. That
Yeah,
might be that might have been like he was probably like, I'm sick of this shit. These motherfuckers are terrible. You
yeah.
need to put me in the front office because I can't deal with these fucking assholes anymore. So
He's
they're
like,
probably
yeah, I'll
so
take a pay
might
cut.
have been to get right. They might maybe like, okay, we're gonna move you to the front office to help
Yeah.
help us build
Sometimes
a
they love people, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the teams love people and they're like, we don't want to fire you because we like you. Like, it's just
right.
not working. We'll keep you here because we want you around the building, but,
Wizards will have an interim coach for the season and hire a full time coach in the off season.
there you go.
Yeah,
There you go. So,
it'll be an interim
that's a
coach.
long time
Yeah,
from now.
I think the coach was just like, I'm sick of this shit. These fucking they
Yeah.
traded for Jordan Poole, and I want to punch him in the face. Like Draymond was right, and I fucking hate every one of them. He's like, please put me in the front office before I choke this motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's time to.
I'm
It's
telling you, the more the fans are the best. They're like, the more I watch Jordan Poole play, the more I understand why Draymond did what he did.
yeah, yeah. That's too funny. So we keep blaming Draymond, but it's really it was necessary.
It was necessary because this kid probably could, and like he doesn't back it up. Everyone expected him to put up these incredible numbers in
Yeah.
Washington to be the man, and he hasn't done anything.
Well,
He's been
that's the
horrible.
problem. He's really good too. Like in high, I mean, in college, so it makes no sense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and they have talent. Like they have Kuzma, they have him, they have. They should not be as well. I say they shouldn't be as bad as they are, but they probably should because the talent, the rest of the talent in the league is just
Well, that's
so
the problem, man. That's why, like, when they go back to Michael Jordan and stuff like that, like, there was not as the talent now is just ridiculous, man.
yeah.
Everybody's good. You're playing against superstars on every team now. Not like,
Right.
like that's
Yeah.
the
Like there's only a certain amount of people that are going to get like nowadays more and more people are going to get snubbed from the All-Star game only because there's just so many good
yeah,
players that honestly what they need to do is they need to start looking at it like they do in the NHL, and
yeah,
you basically take like the four conferences and you make fucking all-star teams from each one of them, and then
yeah,
you play a little tournament with those. You
yeah.
you
That'd be
basically
fun. I like that idea.
you get four, and then the two West teams play each other, and then the winners
Yeah,
play each
and
other.
then
Like
that's it. That'd be
you
cool.
know a little like
Instead of
round
just
robin tournament.
instead of just picking like the
There's so
players. There's so many
there's
good
so
players.
many guys that deserve it. Like
Yeah,
there's probably you know uh, I could say you look at the standings. There's at least two, if not more, players that deserve it on each fucking team.
yeah,
But
for sure.
you can't just give all these guys. So you
Yeah,
know you can
no,
you can expand the NBA roster by
yeah,
going to the four teams
yeah.
and then have a
I
little
like that
like
idea.
playoff. And you
That'd
don't
be
even right, you don't even have to do it like, you could do it in one day
you
because
could.
they did the rookie tournament last year on the Saturday where they basically had like four different rookie teams and they all played each other and then they had a final.
And what you really do, and this is how I think that would make it even better, is you have two teams from the West and two teams from the East, and they both
Right.
play one half versus each other, same game, but they're
I'll
teammates.
consider that.
Yeah. So like you got the first West Coast, they play versus the first East Coast. Then they got
Right.
the second, and then they finish the game. It's one game, but you expand the roster and you let them have fun. You know what I mean? And then but you know how like they do the like every period they
Right.
you win or lose. That's how you would do it. And then
Yeah.
at the end, there's so many ways, man. The fans come up with a lot of things too, man. They don't think that we're smart, but we're really intelligent when it comes to
No,
sporting. Like,
we come up with some good stuff. Like,
yeah.
you know,
You're telling me that you've never been in a meeting. You're like, hey guys, we have a lot of talent out here. We have a lot
right.
of talent. We don't have what's the all star consist of? Like how many players usually? 12 on a team.
Yeah. Yeah.
12. You're telling
Well,
me 24 players.
right.
There's no way. There's almost 24 players on one team that are that good.
Hmm.
So
What they should also do is they should, because they really only do East and West, but they use the different conferences for standings. But you can
yeah,
look, I'm looking at it because there's three conferences in each side. So you can make an all-star team for each conference, and then there's six teams, and then you basically just, you know, have a
yeah,
little roundabout playoff, and like you don't even have to have a full game. Like you just play halves.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you play like each one plays like a 2 out of 3, and then whatever. You could just do all of that.
Probably comes down to
Um,
money. Probably comes down to them not wanting to pay them. That's what it probably is. So the
well,
fans,
that and they don't want to play in all these games. Blah blah blah.
yeah,
Blah. The All Star game is just one game, but the All Star game is really just it's not even competitive anymore. And the NBA, they like the competition, but back in the day, they were battling each other hard.
well, yeah,
Now
because
now basically what they do is
they shoot
they
threes from the half court.
well, yeah, they put on a show. They don't play defense.
Oh no,
They just everybody's doing dunks, everybody's doing that, and then in the fourth quarter, with like 5 minutes left, that's when they want to like if one team goes up by a lot, they literally let the other team come back
so
and
they
like
can play
tie
each
it.
other. Yeah,
So then in the last like 4 minutes or whatever, 5 minutes, then they actually play competitively.
yeah.
But
No,
nobody like they literally just have done that the last few years, and everyone's doing these crazy dunks and alley oops, and they're putting on a show for the fans. So
that's
it's like
why.
watching a Harlem Globetrotters game.
Yeah, when I watch the NHL All Stars, like, and you see like how they embarrass the goalies because they're
Yeah,
so good. Like, it's almost cheating how good. Can you imagine having all those players on the same team? There's no defense because they're such good passers. Like
yeah.
watching them, like, and this is guys that never played with each other till the All Star, and they're over
Yeah.
here
Some of
like
them in hockey, they're so talented, they just fit right in.
talent, man. Like literally, I feel bad for the goalie. That's why you go in there like 7-8 points on the best goalie because they're just so good.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so funny why
And there's
somebody.
no, and there's no like, so also in the All Star game, there's no defensive scheme. There's nobody trying
No,
to really stop you. You don't have your bruiser who's gonna just hip check you into the fucking boards. It's
yeah,
them just doing whatever they can, and like nobody's screen.
yeah,
Nobody's blocking shot. Nobody's taking
no,
a
hell no,
shot.
not for a game
Right.
that. Yeah, not for a game
The
that.
goalie's just like whatever.
Yeah.
They're under fire. They're not going to see every shot.
You
So
saw? Did you watch the All Star last year for NHL?
no,
So when
no,
when the goalie, it was two goalies on the team together. So it was four goalies total, and it was two goalies on a team. And what you would do was if the goalie like saved it, he'd throw the puck to the other goalie, and he would have to make a shot from the all the way from there to the other goal. and that's how they got points.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And then the speed contest is fun. I love like
Their skills competition is fun to watch when
yeah,
they have the four corners and the guys nail
yes,
it like on the first try. Boom, 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 boom.
yeah. So yeah, if you guys have never seen the NHL All Star, I promise you, what you don't have to watch the game, is if you don't want to, but watch
They
the
do that
skills,
now,
man.
where they make four different teams and they just have a little weekend tournament, which is perfect.
Yeah,
That's what the NBA needs to do,
yeah,
because A, it's not competitive anymore. B, you can still have all the entertainment value, but C, and this is the most important thing, there's so much talent in the NBA right now that you
yeah,
have to expand the rosters somehow.
yeah,
And the best way to expand the roster is to just have more than the two
yeah,
teams play your traditional thing. Like I said, you make like two teams from the East and two teams from the West, and then they play each other and they play each other, and it's a big celebration. And then you can even play each other, so that way you
yeah,
can have everybody gets their time to shine,
for sure.
and
I like that.
and you enjoy it. So
Yeah,
NBA, that's my suggestion. I hope you use it.
yeah. I'll
No
do the
real
same.
rant, this week, because it's just we're in Championship Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll do a little something on Saturday, but we're gonna have a big show on Sunday. I think we should. I'm gonna try and get some predictions from my
From your
friends. So,
friends, yeah. Awesome, awesome.
well, maybe I'll save that for our Super Bowl
Yeah.
show. We'll definitely plan something big for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it, but let's see who gets there. That's going to be this preview show this Sunday. We will do a little something on Saturday. I'll probably be at work, but we're all good. We're all good.
Yeah.
We record. We record wherever.
Yep. We don't
Because
care.
we're here for you. Looking forward to tonight's game. Hopefully the Knicks don't get their asses kicked, but if they do, that just shows that as good as we are, that we're not up to Denver's
We're not.
level quite
Yeah.
yet. But it is a good test, because
Yeah.
since we got OG and Anobi, like, we have been better. But I think if Hartenstein plays, we have a shot. If he
Yeah.
doesn't, we're gonna
Yeah.
get. I mean,
Yeah.
your talent level can only go. Now we got literally like third and fourth stringers in center.
Yeah.
It's
No.
gonna,
It's tough.
you can't survive the best player, one of the best three players in the league. you know,
Yeah, for sure.
um, with that. Although maybe we can, because maybe Ananobi's gonna guard him. So
There you go.
we'll see. Hopefully he does. But it doesn't matter, because Joker gets that ball, and in a split second, it's over to Murray for a wide open three. So
Yeah,
we
for
got to
sure.
shut the rest of those fuckers down.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, we'll be back Saturday. Saturday's
Saturday.
a big game, Heat and Knicks. So me and David get to have a
We'll,
little
we'll get to rant
little
about that.
rant about that. Our team's going head to head. It's a rivalry for the teams, not the same way it used to be in the '90s, where they hated each other and they were
Yeah.
brawling in every game.
Yeah.
I like to feel like, as a fan, I've matured in our rivalry, but there are fans out there that are like, Shanley, you don't know what you're talking about. I will punch a fucking Heat player if I ever met him right in the face. And it's like, and they're Heat players who are like, fuck the Knicks, I'll fucking
Yeah.
fight that motherfucker right now. But here we're a little bit more mature with that, and like, we just want a good game, and
Yeah.
we're gonna root for our teams no matter what. So
That's it.
it is what it is. But anyway, anything else from you, Dave? You want to rant or?
No, not today. It's been a chill. We're just gonna relax. We're gonna see you guys on Saturday. We love you all. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, get yourself watching. We do appreciate you. We'll keep doing this, and you guys have a beautiful day. And we'll see you guys later. Tell them we're out, John. 3, 2, 1. We're out of here.